and welcome to an all-new episode of Coffee with America. I'm Sasha Rionda. This year, there have been so many devastating weather events that we're really glad Craig Fugate, the former administrator of FEMA, is here to help everyone prepare for winter storms. He's teaming up with Jackery as a public service to share his experience for surviving any disaster. Craig, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So what has experience taught you about being prepared?
You're either prepared or you're not. You know, some disasters we see coming, some don't. And both your survival and your ability to endure disasters comes down to just taking the basic steps of having a family disaster plan, having supplies, but more importantly, knowing the things that can happen in your community, where to get information, and what you may need to do to protect you and your family.
Okay, and is there something that every household should have available?
Yeah, I've been dealing with disasters for a long time, and the thing that I'm really been looking at is how, when the power goes out, it affects people. And this is not just an inconvenience for some folks. I mean, it's actually a medical necessity when you talk about devices that require power or refrigerated medication. And we've seen the growing technology of battery technology and these inverters to the point where this is now a good option. That's why I was interested in partnering with Jackery to get away from people only had options for like whole house generators or gas generators that have their own challenges, to something that a renter can have, somebody who's lives in an apartment can have, but could address emergency power needs to keep the essential devices going, but also your communication devices to stay in touch during a crisis.
That's good to know. Can you give us a recommendation for homeowners?
Yeah, I mean, Jackery, I think, was known mainly for outdoor enthusiasts, but now they're building products like their 5000 Plus, which is designed to provide a lot more energy to run things like refrigerators, freezers, as well as the other devices. But they come in a variety of sizes, and you can go look at Jackery.com and look at the range. But having emergency power that doesn't require you to go get fuel, doesn't require you to take any real actions, it sits there safe, ready to go when you need it, and have power. Because I've been dealing with this for too long where sometimes the power's out for hours, sometimes it's out for weeks. And adding solar panels and the ability to have a emergency power supply that's ready to go as part of your preparedness kits to address these issues, I think the technology is now mature to the point where this is a viable option for a lot of people and should be something they consider in their disaster preparedness plans.
Absolutely. Any suggestions for staying connected before, during, and after a winter storm?
Stay tuned to your local broadcasters. That's your best source of information. So having the ability to have radio, TV, and people forget this. TVs actually, you can put an antenna on your TV even when the cable goes out if you got power and get information. But know your trusted sources of information and the ability to keep all of your devices, your phones, your tablets, and everything charged up. So you can stay in contact with loved ones and let people know you're okay after a disaster.
That's a good reminder. What other factors should people consider when dealing with emergencies?
Again, plan ahead. Know what could happen in your community. And even if it's something that hasn't happened in your lifetime, you need to think about it. There's been a lot of disasters that have been record-setting, meaning people have never experienced this in their life. And as we see these more extreme weather events, take the time now for your family to prepare, look at your needs, and again, think about emergency power supplies, because when the lights go out, it's too late.
You're so right. This is all valuable information. Where can we go to learn more?
Jackery.com's got a lot of good information on devices all the way up to their newest 5000 Plus, down to smaller devices that may be more practical for people who want to use this in a campsite, or if they evacuate, to take something with them.
Craig, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.